What's good, fellas and smellas? I love these videos, guys. It's like no thought goes into them. I'm just here yapping. This is like my bi-weekly check-in with all you guys. How's everyone doing? We got a lot to talk about because not only was there CS that happened during this tournament, there was a little bit of drama, a little bit of things going down on Twitter. Let's start with that first. Actually, let's start with this. This isn't even drama. My fucking boy, Jambo, joined Fnatic. Thank God. I mean, thank God. I did predict this a while ago, but I feel like it's not like that crazy of a prediction. And honestly, I think I stole it from someone. Originally, I was clowning on Fnatic for not signing Jambo with Fear. And I think someone said like Passion UA would lose their VRS points if they got rid of Passion Fear. They had Chilla, I think it was, who benched himself, which made sense to me. So then I made the take that Jambo is going to eventually join Fnatic and Burmy Love as a placeholder. And it looks like that actually was the case. And let me just say, I love this move for the boys. I'm not saying Fnatic's gonna be world beaters. I'm not saying they're gonna be top 10. But what I am saying is they actually might be good. When's the last time we've seen a Fnatic that was good? Prehistoric ages. I mean, come on. He's already played some games with the team, and so far his stats are a 1.25 rating. He's fucking cooking. Now, another thing is apparently it was $600,000 for this transfer. The same amount as Monacy. That's a lot of smackaroonies, but I love the move nonetheless. It's not my money. Okay, I just care about how the team is on paper, and I love them. Yes. Jacob has scammed people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Never hop off that Sigma grind, said he knows. He knows. Oh yeah, literally half this scene is using AI art. Like, it's a big thumbs down out of 10 from me. And then everything else is drama surrounding the teams. I'll get to them later. There's literally nothing else to be said about this team except, holy shit, why do low-tier Asian teams just be coming into these tier 1 tournaments and hitting the greatest Eagle clips I've literally ever seen? Does the Mongolz have the wrong Mongolian opera with a 9 in their name? Probably not. This 9 dude is fucking cracked, okay? How is your team gonna get blown out and you still have a 1.2 rating and also clip of the year? How? I mean, wait, fucking join Navi or something, bro. I don't know. You look good for one tournament where 5 of the top 10 best teams in the world weren't there. Realistically, how much longer do we think this Astralis project has? I'd say, honestly, maybe for a while longer, because they don't go international. What real Danish talent do they have? I mean, they can replace Kadeen with Huxi, I guess, but like, this team is just cursed. I mean, they should just give up. Both series they played weren't close. I can understand not being close against Vitality, but like FaZe is not looking great right now, and that was also not close. You just beat them at the PGL event a little before this. I mean, why? Like, what is wrong with you people? Why do you look so meh all the time? But then like you also look good for a little bit. I don't know, man. Literally everyone on the team played awfully. It's just, I want to talk about this G2 versus Imperial game. My first point is, this probably isn't gonna shock you. Vinny is a god-awful caller on T-side. I mean, he is just terrible. Both maps they played against G2, the only reason they had any semblance of a T-side is the pistol round and the other rounds around that. If they have a little bit of momentum, they can win. But when you actually get like gun-on-gun rounds, they just look lost half the time, I feel like. I don't think Vinny or literally anyone else on the team knows what is going on. On Mirage, they win the first 5 off the back of a pistol win, second round conversion, blah blah blah. G2 doesn't have great money. They win that first gun round, sure, but then they lose 6 rounds in a row. Win the last one, okay, whatever. So like they have a 6-round T side, they split, but kind of a fraudulent 6 rounds in my opinion. Same thing on Inferno. They gain momentum from winning the pistol in the second, win 5 T rounds, and then just get absolutely fucked. So like for the rest of that entire half, they win 1 T round. They just look lost, like literally on all of their T rounds. So in my opinion, Imperial just does not have a good future, no matter who they bring in, which is sad because I actually like all the individual qualities of the players on the team. I think Shay is a very individually good player. Bringing him in for Phelps is a good move in my opinion. I like Try, but I just don't think it's gonna matter. And the real thing that's important, Hunter had one of the greatest games I've literally ever fucking seen. It was unbelievable what I was watching. On Mirage, he went 36 and 10 with a 2.67 rating. And it's not even like this dude wasn't stat hunting. He genuinely was a fucking demon on this map. I couldn't believe my eyes. There was that one round. Buddy had a Glock. There's 3 dudes alive. And he wins that every day of the week. Easily. Simply. You know, Buddy's in a 2v4 on B site. He gets a kill. His teammate dies. Basically a 1v4. His teammate really couldn't get traded when he died at all. So he's on a 1v4 on site. And I mean, he's just hitting everyone in the head. The last person he killed, he wasn't even aiming at their goddamn head. It didn't matter. He had aura. The bullets went to his head. His aura curved the bullets into this dude's head. It didn't matter. It looked so smooth. Like, the game looked so easy for him. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It actually looked like, I mean, dude, I literally don't even know if I can compare it. It looked like I was watching Donk play, but I don't think I've even seen Donk have a game like that in a while now. I couldn't believe my eyes. Hey guys, it's me, Garmour. I've had some pretty bad luck lately. I recently got a cement block dropped in my foot and they had to amputate the whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life, doc says. But even worse, I'm gonna be rolling around looking at this poop ass knife and glove combo. I think it's time I upgraded to something a little bit better. I may be crippled, but at least I get to look at this sexy combo for the rest of my life. All thanks to csmarket.gg. Only available if you're over 18. If you're looking for a top of the line marketplace or case opening experience, all backed by an honest and provably fair system, csmarket.gg is the place for you. They also allow you to get completely free items and cases with their shard system. Not sure what case you want to open? You can also sort by easy, medium, and hard type difficulties, which sorts cases depending on how risky they are to open. You decided to take a risk and got Jack? That's fine, just go head over to the site's upgrader system. The upgrader also has a unique 10-step bonus system that gives you a 100% chance to upgrade on the 10th step. After upgrading, maybe you'll want to try out their battle feature where you can play against other people or bots. There is now also a rank system, which allows you to get even more free cases when you level up. At the end, if you don't like the skins you've won, you can sell them on their marketplace, where you'll be getting top 3% prices on 90% of the skins available. You can deposit today with crypto, card, and even your old skins. And if you use my link in the description, you'll get a 7% deposit bonus. Back to the video. Let's move on to the lower bracket of Group A. An absolutely stacked lower bracket semifinals. We have VP Falcons. Okay, you know what? I take that back. But there was also Spirit and FaZe. A stacked lower bracket when I say VP and Falcons. But that VP Falcons game was fucking insane. Falcons, I think, are improving. This was a crazy series to watch. Mirage, map 1. They're up 9-3 at half. Go up 11-4. Hit 12 while VP has 7. And they nearly throw and barely win 13-11. At one point, their biggest lead was 10-3. And the game ends 13-11. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's crazy they almost choked. At least they got it out of their system. No. No, they didn't. Map 2, Ancient. They're up 9-3 at half once again. They start throwing. It goes to overtime. In overtime, they go up 15-3 in the first half. Throw the next 2 rounds. Only win one of the rest of the OT rounds and lose 19-16. I mean, they threw in regular time, OT. They threw in every part of the game they could. And fucking Inferno. They're up 12-5. 12-5. And it goes to OT. Why are you throwing 7 rounds against a VPT side? Why are you doing that? They barely survive in OT1. They win when they're down 14-15. They go down 16-18 in the second OT. Win both those rounds. We're in fucking triple OT. And then they lose 22-20. One of the worst choke jobs in a series I've seen since Liquid against Luminosity. That's how bad this was. And I just want to say, I'm not just gonna hate this series, okay? Electronic, greatest IGL in the world for this round. This is the greatest round I've ever seen in my life. It's 16-17 in the second OT. You've just made an insane comeback. You shouldn't even be in this game in the first place. What the fuck does Electronic call a P90B rush? 17-16, and they win the fucking round. I mean, Falcons were not ready for that shit. Yes, and also with Falcons, Scrawny, put him in the dumpster. Okay, he dumpstered them. There was a clip shown of a Zonic timeout where Buddy, the gears were turning in his brain. Nothing was coming out the yapper. Not a single word.
I don't know. I just feel like last round was obviously a bit unlucky, but...
What?
Yeah.
Then you should I call something?
No, I'm just thinking.
So then Nico goes, are you going to say something or do I need to make a call? Which is, I mean, Come on, bro. Anyways, Falcons would file a complaint with Blast over the use of this clip. And then Scrawny would reply, ratioing the absolute shit out of the original post. Same organization that complains to TOs behind closed doors in order to control what casters are allowed to discuss on broadcast. Soft as fuck. Get owned, buddies. And apparently there's more teams that do this, which I mean, I completely believe. I like how we're getting more insight into the teams during games. I like how, I don't know, I like the shift that tournaments are taking to get us more involved with the players and the coaches. I think it's cool. Apparently the organizations do not. While we're on the topic of VP, two teams I was very pleasantly surprised by in this tournament was VP and M80. Is M80 a little biased? No, bro, they were actually good. Look at the games. They play Mongolz. They took a map off Mongolz. Sure, they get 13-3 to Inferno. I don't care. You took a map off Mongolz. How did you do that? Looking back, Mongolz were kind of doggy doo-doo this event. It helps my narrative more if Mongolz are still in top 5 form. So I'm going to say they were in top 5 form this series, and M80 took a map off of them. Then they beat Furia. I honestly didn't think they'd beat Furia. I thought Furia were a better team than them. Even though Furia's, I don't like them. I think they're very mid. I still thought they were better than M80. So impressive win. And then they played G2. And honestly, both maps were very close. 13-9, 13-11. What the fuck? I'm proud of you boys. You honestly, all things considered, you did a good job here. You shouldn't have won a single series, let alone win any maps, to be honest. God bless America. In VP, you beat FaZe. You beat Celtics Shaq. I mean, like, sure. You lose to Vitality. Expected. But then that Falcons game, listen, I know Falcons choked that game, but the mental fortitude to not just completely give up in all 3 of those series and come back in every single map, I think is actually so impressive. And while he might not be strategically the greatest, he did call the P90 rush. I mean, you got to give props to Electronic for keeping the boys dialed, keeping the boys locked in, the coach as well. And then they play Spirit, 13-9, 13-9. That's not that bad, you know? I think that's fine. All things considered, I actually liked what I saw from both of those teams. Flamus was back this tournament. The people have been questioning if he would really be good in this roster. Did VP ruin Flamus? Buddy just arrived. The world better watch their back. Flit is back in form. If Flamus is playing well, if Fame can be mediocre, if Icy can be above average, I've slightly lost hope in VP, but they're proving to me why I had hope in them in the first place. Oh yeah, Spirit Mouse game was fucking cinema. Insane last map ancient, insane nuke. The people don't like it. The people don't want to hear it. Mouse is cool. I think Mouse is cool. And I think their rivalry with Spirit is great. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. Liquid was also here, but oh yeah. Liquid was also here. They didn't do much, but that does not matter because apparently Liquid are cutting JKS and signing Siuhy. I've been begging on my hands and knees begging. Thank you guys. Thank you. I mean, who kidnapped the GM? God bless you. God bless all of you. I think this move genuinely makes Liquid, I mean, listen, this could be crazy glaze, but Siuhy to Liquid probably makes them a top 4 team in the world. And I am very confident saying that. The top teams are not very strong right now besides Vitality, Spirit, and Mouse. I think give them a little bit of time, Liquid will also slot into that top spot with those 3 teams, even without a real coach. I mean, it is what it is. Now, I know people were high on the last Liquid team like this with Cadian. This will not be like Cadian. I'm here to say, okay, this Liquid team is going to be fucking cracked. I have full faith. Twisted Naf, just have to listen to him. Okay, don't let your egos get in the way, and this project will work. This Siuhy Liquid team might be one of the only chances we have at stopping this Vitality powerhouse. Who knows? I'll talk about the Mongolz a little bit. They shit the bed. They made the lower bracket final and kind of just got blown out by G2, who in turn kind of got blown out by Mouse in the playoffs. Not a great look. The entire team just fell apart, honestly. I really don't know what it could have been. Senzu was having a disaster class on that Dust 2 before barely saving it. At the end, he got like an ace. I mean, there's just not that much to say, man. Blitz is like the only guy that showed up for the team. I don't know if they got bad sleep, bad what, but I do not believe that Mongolz is truly that bad. I believe they will be fine. They'll be back in the next tournament in their tip-top shape. I'm sure of it. All right, let's get to the playoffs, eh? Spirit versus Na'Vi. Na'Vi is cooked. Well, okay, I don't want to say they're cooked. They're so strange. They're still a very good team, but they like clearly get outclassed when they play the best of the best. It's tough to say. Like, I don't know if it is internal issues with the team. They want to end each other. They hate each other. Everyone on the team was completely dog shit besides JL, who was just kind of bad. But there's only so much you can do when you're getting blown out in both maps. So like, I feel like there's not even that much to take away. I feel like the vibes with this Na'Vi team are really bad right now. Like, they're really low. I get really bad vibes from this team, man. Really bad vibes. I don't know if they can fix it. They need like some crazy mental coach to come in there and completely fix all of their mentals. The vibes are really bad. They're really fucking bad. They gotta fix them, okay? Otherwise, this team is going to be fried. They're never gonna win another tournament. Mouse G2, kind of similar to the Spirit Na'Vi game, where it looked like, I mean, G2 just didn't have a chance. Mouse were clearly the better team. I predicted G2 to make the finals. I was on crack when I made that prediction. The voices told me to make that prediction. I don't know what I was on, man. Their stats also look very similar to Navi's. Monesi was like, had a slightly bad rating, but he was fighting for his fucking life, man. Like, there's only so much you can do. Everyone else on the team was like a 0.6 or lower. Just awful, awful look. Terrible look. Like I said, man, I'm holding out with this G2 roster until Austin. I will give them grace and time. Deep down, my brain tells me that they're not going to improve, really. They might get some better results due to their individuals just feeling it some tournaments, but like as a team, they don't look coherent at all. They just look like an FPL match. They just look like it's 5 dudes just playing the game. Monesi just be doing whatever he wants, and he'd be trying to carry them, but it just isn't enough. I mean, overall, tough scenes, to be honest with you. With Siuhy going to Liquid, this G2 roster's fucked, man. Like, they do not have any other options, at least not that I can think of off the top of my head. Besides Nexa, of course. I'm a Nexa believer still. If G2 signs Nexa as an IGL, I think they would have success. I truly do. You can call it brainless, schizo take. I mean, look at what Nex is doing with BC Game. As soon as he actually is getting a paycheck, look at what he did with this G2 roster a couple years ago. He gets a bad rap because he was brought in as an anchor, and he played like dog shit. But this G2 team was good when he was the caller. They haven't made a major final since he was the caller on the team. Hey, that's all I'm saying, man. The semifinal games are both incredibly good. Unfortunately for Spirit, Vitality is just too strong. But they got closer than I thought they were going to get, to be honest with you. It looks like Vitality got slightly worse this tournament. Slightly. I think it was more of them getting worse, not the other teams getting better. Zaiwu was the only positive player on Vitality, which it's even crazier that they won that series when you consider that. Donk was higher rated than him, but Donk's gonna have a 1.4 rating in every game. You just need to expect that by now. Zontix had been having an insane tournament. He had a 1.21 in the group stage. In the playoffs, he dropped down to a 1.05, mostly from that Vitality series. I mean, he wasn't insane in the game against Na'Vi, but they didn't really need him, so like it's like whatever. But he fell off quite a bit against Vitality, and I mean, if he's there playing like he was in the group stage, Spirit maybe win that series, but you know, it is what it is. I still can't believe that entire Vitality team just fell off besides Zaiwu. Like, Zaiwu is such an insane rock for this team. You can always trust in him to carry you, like even if literally everyone else on the team just eats a brick. Mostly though, this series was great because it showed that Vitality is killable. They're not some immortal being that is just going to take over the entire year. So thank you for that, Spirit. They took the first drop of blood from Vitality, the first team to make them sweat in a long time. And I think really the only questions for Spirit at this point are, when is Kiyosuke joining this team? Who's he going to replace? He said he can play any role, so that probably leaves Magix and Zontix. And then again, I'm assuming he's going to join the team and that he won't get sold to another team. Because I mean, why wouldn't you let him join the team? If Spirit was still dominating, they probably, I mean, maybe they sell him to another team, but at this moment, I feel like they need a boost if they really want to consistently be able to beat Vitality and Mouse, and I feel like he could be that boost. So we'll have to see. Like I said, I'm assuming he's going to join after the Austin Major. Maybe he will jump in before, who knows? But Spirit needs a small boost, and I think he would give it to them. They would be goofballs to give him away to another team. Mouse and EF was actually a very close series. No OTs or anything, just a 13-11, 13-10. So, I mean, just two very close maps. Woxic tried carrying the team on his back. Zantares had a 0.76. He was awful, but he also made a post on Twitter saying he is no different than a corpse. He apparently is having some really bad health issues. He has a big problem with his back. He can't breathe. His stomach is constantly burning and hasn't gone away for 25 days. He takes 5 pills a day and walk around like he's unconscious. So apparently he is just fucking going through it right now. These boys got to skip an event, okay? So he can take a breather, man. So, I mean, it's impressive how well he played this tournament despite all of that. And honestly, if he's dialed like he normally is, I mean, those maps were so close, they totally could have taken the series, which is exciting, man. The top teams are all so close to each other. It's not just like you know who's going to win going into it. Like, Eternal Fire could have beaten Mouse, who are probably easily the second best team in the world right now. That's so sick, man. But they didn't, because Zantares is a husk. He's a corpse. He's rotting away. We gotta get this dude some help. Another thing I want to bring up is Wakadia was fucking insane this tournament. I was a little skeptical of him because, listen, guys, I gotta expose Wakadia here, okay? He seems like a cool guy, but you know what? It has to be done. Wakadia in 2025 group stages has a 1.19 rating. That's fucking mental. But as soon as you get to the playoffs, he drops to a 0.92. I know what you are, buddy. You can't hide from me. That's fucking brutal. Now, he didn't fall off in this playoff game against Mouse. At least not that bad. In the group stage, he had a 1.27. Holy fuck. In the playoff game, he had a 1.09. So, like, he still fell off, but it wasn't that bad, I guess. You can understand why I'm hesitant when talking about Wakadia being insane, being elite. Like, he clearly is a very talented and good player. When you see that happening in the group stage, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. You gotta wait and see him in the playoffs to see if he's really performing that well. And I mean, like, a 1.09 is nothing to scoff at. That's still a very good rating. So he didn't fall off that badly in this tournament, but we'll have to see what he does for the next few. This final was surprisingly good. I didn't think anyone would think that after Mouse got 13-0'd in the first map. And I gotta say, man, I keep saying I'm a Mouse believer, but also doubting them. And they are just clearly one of the top 2 teams in the world at this moment. They literally have only lost to Vitality recently. That's it. They're fucking elite, man. And they showed it in this grand final. They win the next 2 maps after losing 0-13. Mirage and Dust 2. Unfortunately for them, it looks like Vitality just has the stronger map pool, because they took Nuke and Train fairly easily. But hey, we can't complain. This is like the first 5-map BO5 we've gotten in a millennia. It's been so long. This entire year has been dog shit after dog shit after dog shit finals. So I'm happy this one was good. And I gotta say, that boy Spinks. Ooh. Him being like the one man that could have stopped the Vitality era. He was like a fucking demon throughout a majority of this final. Dude, that's such a good storyline. He gets kicked out of Vitality. They build a super team and they look unbeatable. And Spinks joins Mouse, the most hated roster move of all roster mania. Siuhy's the GOAT. How could you kick him and replace him with Spinks and make Brawl in the IGL? And holy fuck, Mouse is good. And Spinks was playing out of his goddamn mind. It could have been him. He could have been the one to stop the Vitality powerhouse after they kicked him. And he nearly did. And he honestly, along with Donk, and at this point, I'm adding Siuhy to the list. Along with Donk, Siuhy, and Spinks, those might be the last 3 men on the planet that can stop this Vitality super villain. And to be fair, let's add Eternal Fire to that list. They're the last team to beat Vitality, and they haven't had a rematch since. Has Vitality ever beaten Eternal Fire? Guys, literally Vitality's 0-3 against Eternal Fire in CS2. These boys, okay, we're adding EF to the list. Major, Spinks, Siuhy, and Donk. The last 4 people on this planet that might be able to take down Vitality. I'm saying all this. It's going to be some shitter team like Astralis that's the first one to beat them. I know it. But no, man, I mean, props to Vitality. They built a cracked-ass team. Zywoo, Robs, Flames. That should be illegal. Mezzy, I mean, you can't sleep on Mezzy. He didn't play great throughout these playoffs. Mezzy's still the GOAT. Apex has been fragging along with calling great. I mean, they're going to be a hard team to beat, man, for a very long time. But those 4 people can do it. I'm telling you. Thank you for giving us a good final. Mouse and Vitality. Finally, 5 maps, thank God. And I mean, we're getting close, man. We're getting close to taking Vitality down. Spirit made them sweat. Mouse also made them sweat. They're not unkillable. All right, let's move on to the, what are we calling it? The Garmour rankings. Someone in the comments had a dope name for it. VRS, GRS, Garmour ranking system. We're moving on to the GRS. All right, guys, quick rundown of the Garmour ranking system post Blast Lisbon. Vitality obviously stay at number 1. I moved Mouse up into 2nd place. I mean, I guess you can argue maybe Spirit deserved to be higher, but Mouse won the head-to-head at Blast, so I have no choice. And they made the final. Put 2 maps up against Vitality. I have no choice. They have to be number 2. 3rd, Spirit, you know, okay. 4th, Mongolz. Listen, you might be a little skeptical of this because they shit the bed at Blast Lisbon. But I think, listen, it's one-off tournament. I'm not going to dock them too heavily. I still think they're one of the best teams in the world. I think they're one of the best group stage teams in the world. So they just moved down 1 spot. I think it's fair to put them below Mouse and Spirit. Eternal Fire moves up to 5. I was a little harsh on them, okay? I was on the EF hate train kind of because I thought they were good enough to consistently make playoffs, and then it's just like they wouldn't do anything after that. But they were actually very good at this tournament. I mean, they almost beat Mouse with Zantaras being absolutely cooked. And you know, they're just simply better than the teams below them. Having G2 above them in the last ranking was criminal. I'm so sorry for doing that. Listen, I see the error of my ways now. Navi down to 6. They're just not as good as any of the teams above them, but they're still like a decent team. They just they're not beating anyone above them. I put Liquid all the way up to 7. They moved up 3 spots, mostly because if they get Siuhy, I think they're so fucking good. I honestly almost wanted to put them at 4, but I thought that was a little crazy before seeing how the team even works. But I have high expectations and high hopes for this Liquid team with Siuhy. G2 down to 8. I didn't move them down that far, just down 1 spot. They're kind of what we thought they were. They're good, just not great. Like, they're fine. Same thing with FaZe. FaZe moves down 3 spots. I haven't been too harsh on them because we haven't really seen them play. We finally saw them play. No one was impressed. You know, very similar to G2, and honestly kind of similar to Na'Vi. Just all 3 of these teams are just fine. I just think FaZe is the worst out of the 3, to be honest with you. Now, you might be wondering why the fuck I moved 3D Max up to number 10. That's simply because I'm a 3D Max Glazer, and I was between 3D Max, Falcons, and VP. I was trying to like rank these 3 teams, right? And honestly, I think I'd rather have 3D Max over both of them. And then Falcons in the middle and VP at the bottom. I know VP beat Falcons, but I mean, if Falcons don't have one of the worst choke jobs of all time, they should be winning that series kind of easily. So I still think a majority of the time, I would rather have Falcons, but they still get moved down 2 spots. They were at number 9 in the last ranking. VP moves up. I was impressed by them. I thought they looked actually really good. Staying in that game with Falcons was honestly incredible. I cannot believe they won that series. So if they keep it up and they consistently look better than Falcons or beating Falcons, they'll get moved up. But for the time being, they're at 12. 13 Gamer Legion, they don't change. Astralis moves down 3 places. Astralis are just horrible, man. I mean, they played Vitality and FaZe, 2 teams that were already ranked above them. So it's like, it is what it is, but the maps weren't even close. The entire team just looks dog shit. You're getting moved down. You keep looking like dog shit, you're gonna get moved out of the top 20 soon, buddy. And then all these other teams, I mean, I didn't really want to change them because we just didn't see them play. Like Painter at 15, Saw stay at 16, Furious stay at 17. This is Red. All right, we fixed her. She's neutral now. Yeah, no, all these teams stay the same. We just didn't really see them play. I moved M80 into the top 20 because I genuinely feel like they're better than MIBR. MIBR was number 19 in last week's ranking, but it's more recency bias than anything. I actually liked what I saw from M80 this tournament. They looked a lot better than they did at EPL. And then Heroic stays at 20. All right, that's it for the GRS rankings, boys. I hope you enjoyed them.